Mwah! Hello, everybody. How's all my beautiful souls going today? What are you grateful for today? Have a think about it. I'm going to ask you again at the end of the session. Make sure you write it down. Okay, today we're going to discuss what it's like to be a chocoholic. I used to be a chocoholic. When I was married, which was over 20 years ago, in my last 2 years of my marriage, I became very unhappy. And like most people that are unhappy, instead of verbalizing it, I internalized it. So when you tend to internalize, what you do is you kind of need something to really be pushing down all that yucky stuff that you don't want to deal with. So for me, it was chocolate. So on the way home, every evening, I worked 5 days a week, I would stop off at the local shop and I would buy myself, ready for it, a great big family Cadbury's block of chocolate with hazelnuts too, by the way. And what I would do, I would pay for it, full price, mind you. I couldn't go to Woolies, but because it was easy. And that's what it's like. That's what it's about when you're a chocoholic or an alcoholic or whatever. You want the easiest method. You don't want a lot of people seeing you. You just want to get what you need and take it away and do what you need to do. So I would get inside my car. Again, I was all alone, which is really interesting, alone. You know, you talk about cabinet drinkers or cabinet eaters. I have people that sneak food in cupboards and will go into their cupboard in the bedroom and eat, stuff like that. So sometimes your car can be exactly that. And I would sit there, and even before I turned on the engine, I would start to unravel the chocolate and take big chunks and start eating it. So by the time my husband and I decided to end our marriage, I was a size 24. When I was married, I was a size 8. I was married for 16 years, so from a size 8 to a size 24 over 16 years. Because each year that I was married, I became more and more unhappy. And in those days, I was not a good communicator. I know that's hard to believe. I just used to just internalize. I never spoke up for myself. I didn't love myself unconditionally. I gave my power away every day, and wasn't my husband's fault, believe me. I don't blame him. I'm not into blame at all. They were all my choices. They were my choices because I didn't have the tools to make different decisions and choices in my life. Okay, so I'm not into blame at all. I take responsibility for all my actions in my life. Okay, so bar of chocolate, big family block of chocolate every single day. Yeah. And the interesting thing was that when my marriage did end, when my husband and I decided to end our marriage, and back in 1992, I think it was, the chocolate stopped. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, the chocolate stopped. So my question to you is, why are you eating the wrong food? I have people that come to me and say to me, "Oh, Carolyn, I'm putting on all this weight," but I don't get why, because I'm not eating anything. I hardly eat. I don't have breakfast. I have very little lunch. I drink lots of coffee, and I don't eat a lot. I go, "Oh, okay, that's fine." So you mean to tell me that air puts on weight? I wasn't born yesterday. I've been there. I've done it all. I know exactly what you guys are doing. So, and sometimes it's hard to admit that you're a chocoholic, or you're an alcoholic, or you're a sexaholic, or whatever it is. It's hard to admit. One thing I'm going to tell you about me is I don't have a judgmental bone in my body. I always say to my children, you're going to spend a fortune when I die because of all the secrets I'm going to be taking with me. You're not going to have to just rent out one plot. You're going to have to rent out the whole cemetery. Saying that, I don't judge. I've heard it all. I've seen it all. I've traveled the world. I've lived in third world countries. I've had many different relationships in my life, from all walks of life, from all cultures, from all different religions. I'm probably the most open-minded person. that you will come across. Except one thing I will not accept is children being abused, or women, or even men get abused. I will not settle or ever accept that. I will help that person to stop becoming the abuser. But that's another story. Let's go back to the chocolate. Okay, so how many of you are truly alcoholics? Sorry, chocoholics, alcoholics, sexaholics, whatever it is. What are you doing to your body, to your mind, to your soul? Pushing down, pushing down, pushing down all those emotions. But you know what? They're like little gremlins. They have a way of creeping up. They do. And they have a way of causing your body to get fat. So many people that I deal with that have got overweight issues have got, they're not overweight, or they're not, I know I don't like using this word, they're not fat because they want to be fat. I need people to understand that. I need people to have a little bit of empathy, compassion, understanding. Next time you see somebody that's morbidly obese, don't go into judgment. Say to yourself, why? Why is that person abusing themselves? Why? Take off your judgment hat and ask the question why. Become the observer. Go to your heart and ask the question why. Now, I want to share a story with you. I had a lady come to me. She's quite a high profile lady. She's in the corporate world, and she has a team of people that just rely on her day in and day out. Beautiful soul. She came to me 2 years ago. This lady was consuming, like me, a block of Cadbury's chocolate per day. The reason she came to me is because she was now going towards eating 2 blocks a day. So she came to me, and we spent the first hour and a half together, chatting, getting to know each other. And I did what I call a timeline. I went right back to, where were you born? Were both parents there? Did you have siblings? All those sort of questions, And I went through her timeline, and I said to her, just lay back, sit back, relax. And I just asked questions. And it was really interesting. When she was 14, she became a street kid. She lived on the streets. And she had no money. Very little money, I should say. And, nobody that cared about her. Her mother had gone off, and I'm not going to go too much into detail, but you can kind of let your imagination go when a child at 14 has to hit the streets. Really sad. So, what happened? This is a story she was telling me. One night she was laying in I think it was the Salvation Army, and she had enough money to buy chocolate. You're right, family block of chocolate. And she got the family block of chocolate, and she held it against her chest. And she said to this family block of chocolate, I'm going to promise you that one day things are going to get better. And then we went on with the story and about her life, and and here she is in her late 40s. She's got a beautiful home, lovely, really great marriage, 2 beautiful girls. One was living in Paris studying ballet, and I forget what the other one might have been, music or something. I'm sorry, I can't remember. And she was just glowing and telling me about her life, And I said, oh, it sounds like you've got a wonderful life. She said, oh, I've got a beautiful life, Caroline. I said, oh, that's great. She said, except eating the chocolate bear. I said, okay. So I did a small hypno with her, and just helped her relax. She was quite stressed about it all. Just help her to relax, and just helped her to let go. And I said to her, I want you to go home tonight, and I want you to come back to see me tomorrow. So in she came, and she sat down, and I said to her, sweetie, do you know in your bag you've got that big block of chocolate in there? And she smiled at me and she said, how did you know? And I said, I have a knowing about things. So I asked her to take the chocolate out, and I asked her if she wanted to eat it, and she said, no, I don't. And I said, okay. I said, well, just hold it for a minute. She goes, okay, I will. I said, in fact, I want you to hold it up here. So she did. And I said to her, okay, I want you to tell that chocolate that you've made it, that life is good, that you have a beautiful husband, 2 children, a wonderful home, a dog that loves you unconditionally, you know, a wonderful job. I want you to tell that chocolate you've made it. And she did. And all of a sudden, she said to me, oh my God, Caroline, I feel this rush coming from the bottom of my stomach right up into my heart, and just like it was leaving me. I said, that's good, darling. I said, now I want you to take the chocolate out. You can eat it if you want it. I'll sit here and watch it. She goes, no, I don't want it. She said, I really don't want the chocolate. I said, you sure? Because I don't mind. You can eat it. She goes, no, I don't want the chocolate, Caroline. I said, good. So I said, throw it in the bin. So she did. I said, but not the package. And she said, why? I said, bring it back. And I said, and I want you to write on it today's date. Today, I am so grateful that I have made it in life. I have done it. And put a big sign it and put some love hearts in it. She stood up and she started to cry. And she said to me, thank you so much. It's now 2 years past, and guess what? She's not eating any more chocolate. So before you go judging other people, you know, when you're sitting there and you're watching someone that's a bit overweight and they're eating a chocolate or a cake or something, just think to yourself, what's behind it? Sure, we love a lot of us love sugar. I give you that much, and I know sugar can make you want to eat more sugar. But when you see someone with a lot of weight on them, go to your heart and ask yourself, what is it in their life that they're suffering internally? Okay? Don't judge. Please don't judge. So I just pray that all of you, that this kind of like helped you a little bit to understand. Do you know, just don't judge. Okay? Okay. And for anyone who needs help with chocoholic, alcoholic, sexaholic, whatever it is, relationship issues, past life issues, weight loss issues, whatever it is, contact me. Please contact me. Down there, right there is all the information for you to contact me. And you know what? If you don't live locally, if you don't live in Brisbane or the Gold Coast, that's fine. We can always Skype. Okay, we can always Skype. And I'm going to have up and coming workshops and retreats coming up, especially one I'm really excited about with. It's called Finding the Real You. And it is so empowering. It's empowering. Okay, to all my beautiful souls, mwah, love you all. Be strong. Don't be judgmental. Embrace someone and love them today, and be grateful for everything in your life. Bye, guys.